shallow. I'm shallow and insincere. I can't stick to my guns. I can't stick to my words. They mean nothing because I'm weak and a coward and run away and lie. That is who I am at the core of my being. I do not look at enough art. I am not kind to my mother. I make fun of my mother because I don't like her, because I don't like how she treated me, because I was lazy and she didn't know how to deal with it except the way her father taught her. And that was wrong, and I know it now, because I had a psychotic break because you ran away. You ran away, you left me alone. I have 2 brain tumors, and you decided that it was more important to spend time with people and not spend a goddamn second with your own mother. You're so vapid right now. You're so toxic. You're the toxic waste dump that decided to make me one, 'cause you're a fucking Debbie Downer teenager. Debbie Downer, not caring about nothing, carrying Cassius Clay. That's you in a nutshell. In a nutshell, that's the kind of person you are. You can't spend time coming to watch a movie with your mother because you're so vapid. I don't even think I'm going to show up to court. That's how much I don't care anymore. I don't care because you don't care. The only way you care is to show up, is to watch these fucking movies on YouTube because you've got nothing else better to do going on in your life. Because you're with 2 80-year-olds that don't give a shit about your future. They drive a Toyota instead of a Tesla. Because they don't care about their carbon footprint. They're ancient. They're ancient. We're not going to make them carbon that we can take with us to Mars. They're not going to be reanimated. They're too old. Too old, too weak in the mind, too infirm. Could not get over the way that I convey myself. Could not accept me as a human fucking being. A human being. They do not see me as one. They see me as a criminal. And now you do too. Because that is how weak and shallow you have become in this Western civilization that you hate so much. You didn't want to be a part of it, yet you didn't want to go to Europe with me, and look what happened. Now we got to go to court. I don't even think I'm going to show up because I don't love you or any of this enough to show. I didn't want to be a mother. Your father wanted to be a father. And now it shows. Because I'm not going to be treated like a maggot. I'm not going to be treated like I'm worthless by a little bastard son of mine. I'm not giving him any credit. He's not a mother-loving bastard. His mother does not love him right now. His mother doesn't have to love him because that's the kind of business transaction it has been. There's no business between me and my son, who had my car towed, and it cost me $1,000 to get out. Because he thought it was fine to call the cops on me when I called them and told them I wanted to come see you. Instead, you had me arrested. You thought it was funny. You thought I deserved it because you ran away and you did not understand how those people were fucking you up in the head. They did not give you space. They did not give you time. They gave you enough space and time so that you look like a Van Gogh painting underneath your t-shirt. And you won't do anything about it because you say it's none of my business. You're right, you little asshole. It's none of my business. It's none of my concern. You can stay with two 80-year-olds who treated you like shit and did not see you as a human being. Kept feeding you to make you fat when after school giving you cookies every goddamn day because you deserved it. That's what you deserve. I don't deserve you. I don't want you. You're right. I don't deserve you. I don't deserve this shit in my life. I don't want your shit in my life. That's how bad you are. You're a goddamn curse right now. You're a curse I have to bear, just like I'm a curse you have to bear. It sucks. It sucks having a sick mother who gave you life that you're so ungrateful for, you can't even call her on her fucking birthday. You're so worthless. That's what you are to me, a worthless son. Worthless because you were lazy and decided that it was more important to spend time with a pedophile than your own dog. Didn't want to spend time saying I love you to your own dog because you didn't love her. You just used her like you did your mother, like you are your grandparents, like you used Heather Arachi, because she's a worthless fat cunt who is going to be suffering the rest of her life. Because when I'm president, she is never not going to work a day in her life, that fat worthless cunt. She knew she was kidnapping you. She knew she was causing alienation of affection. Why don't you look that up, you worthless little bastard? Tell the judge I think you're worthless. I won't even show up. That's how much I don't care about you anymore. You can stay with your grandparents. I don't give a shit what you do with your life anymore. It's your life. It's your life. You won't even call your mother. You don't care about your own mother. That's how worthless you are to her. That's how I have to see you now, you worthless piece of shit. That's all you are to me. That's all you can be. Because you're a teenager. You're not going to be worth anything when you're in your 20s either. Not to me, you're not. You are going to be more worthless than I was to my own father. Because he didn't see me as redeemable, and neither do you. I don't want you in my life. At all. It's gonna take a goddamn miracle for you to be a part of my life again. You don't think that the money is worth anything, yet that's what your shallow, vapid existence required when you went to Oregon. And you thought that those worthless people whose children have nothing to do with them because they were worthless to them, and dictatorship, they weren't a part of their own children's lives. They told them what to do, and now they're worthless parents who have nothing to do with their own children, or their own children have nothing to do with them, except on their birthdays and major holidays, because that's all they're worth to them. Every day they're worthless, just like you treat your own mother. I'm worthless to you instead of a pedophile that groomed you. I don't love you enough to put up with your shit anymore. There is not enough love in the world for you. Not from me. Not any longer. I don't want to address you or even think about you again as long as I live. I'm going to think about my new family and my new daughter, who was a Gemini. Thank God I have my 4th generation daughter that I get to raise a little bit. And she's not going to think I'm a worthless mother because I'm married to Johnny Depp, her worthless father. She's going to see you as a worthless son because you are ungrateful and you treated your mother like shit. They're not going to want to see you around either because you're so worthless to everybody. The only person that is going to find any redeemable qualities about you is Johnny Depp, because he'll be able to put your ass in his band and get your worthless ass to be a musician. That's what your father wanted you to be because he couldn't be a rock star, and Johnny Depp is. Johnny Depp is everything. Johnny Depp is my husband, and you don't like it. You don't want me to be happy because you're worthless. You think I deserve to be miserable like Christopher Duma leaving that goddamn septic tube in my gut for 7 years and him being worthless and thinking that I didn't deserve his Tesla. Because he's such a vapid creature. He can stand up for 10 minutes and get a goddamn Tesla. He could jack off and get a Tesla. He doesn't care if I fuck up the world because he fucked me up. And he fucked your life up, your worthless life up as well. Your worthless life is meaningless because you don't care about your own mother. And look what is happening to you. You're being abused and you don't like it, but you're not going to do anything about it because you're worthless. You're worthless. You're lost. You're being a piece of shit to your own mother. You're being a piece of shit because a piece of shit named Alexi Burgess told you to be a fucking piece of shit. Went against the core of your being. Went against the best mama ever. And look at the piece of shit that you've turned into. I don't want to even go to court. I don't think I'm going to go to court. That's how, the only reason I'm going to go to court on the 30th is so that I don't get a bench warrant after me. Other than that, I don't give a shit about you. I don't give a shit about showing up to court. I don't give a shit about any of it anymore. You decided you want what you want. You think that's right, and that's the way life needs to be. That's the way life needs to be for you. It does not need to be that way for me. I am a legend, and I am married to somebody that you are not going to be a part of because I am not going to see you for a very long time. That judge has to force you to see me. 8 years. August. A year for each month that you were gone out of my life. I do not want to see you. You can be a Nazi cunt bitch on your own. I don't care anymore. I don't care about your food. I don't care about your lies and your beef Wellington and your chocolate mousse that you never made for me on my birthday because you're a fucking liar and you were dealing with a pedophile instead of talking to your own mother and having a relationship with her. Telling her how you felt about life instead of telling a bunch of assholes online that kept telling you to get away from me. Look at what it's done for you. It's fucked you up in the head more than you can imagine. All those hateful things that you said to me are feelings that you have about yourself because you are toxic and lost and you don't know what to do with yourself. You're so vapid and narcissistic. Nobody can tell you what to do because you think you know it all. You're that level asshole. You're that level of piece of shit that your own mother doesn't want to care about you at all. At all. You exist. That's all that matters. I don't care if I love you ever again. That's how fucking vapid and shallow I have become. Because you are not worth any of my love. You were not worth almost dying for. You were not worth me losing my other child, who would have loved me still, because she would have had a skanky cunt that she bled from, and she would understand what it's like to split atoms instead of forcing them out of her penis. Unfortunately, I'm stuck with a son who is a piece of shit, who called the cops on his own mother because she wanted to see him. After 7 months of not seeing him, she wanted a hug and a kiss and some comfort, and he wouldn't even give her that little. He's that vapid and shallow and narcissistic, a total teenager, and you got support from the biggest pieces of shit on the planet to support your habit of treating your mother like shit. Alienation of affection. Now I'm giving it back to you. I'm not going to talk about you ever again because you are not worth it. You are not worth my time. You are not worth my energy. I would rather think about your father raping me than think about your little ass raping me of love and affection deliberately and on purpose because of what a bunch of stupid assholes manipulating you can do. That's what they did. They can have you. I don't want this shit in my life. I don't need this shit in my life. I welcome other shit in my life. I'm chasing my golden dreams. My golden Johnny Rotten Tonsils. He is my man. I have been famous all of my life. I do not know what it's like not to be famous because of my family. And you do not know what that is like, Cassius Marcellus Clay Jr. You do not know what it's like because you were not raised by an egotistical, narcissistic maniac. Instead, you have two now. You've got two shallow, insincere people that don't even care enough about their own daughter-in-law to make sure that she survives, and she has 2 brain tumors, and she gave birth to their worthless grandson. Their worthless grandson that brings them so much joy in their life because they're shallow and empty and had nothing else going on in their life. Thank God I've got something besides you. Dr. Caton was wrong. I did not need you. I do not need anybody. I want Johnny Depp in my life because he is special. He keeps me entertained. He makes me happy. He brings meaning to my life, just like I am going to bring meaning to his. Completely. He is the man that I have always wanted, the man that always felt better than Josh Harris, because he was always second to Johnny Depp, and he felt it. That's one of the reasons he killed himself, besides Dave killing all those people in Vietnam. And then lying to everybody about it. Having those nightmares of killing people can't stand that he was a murderer, just like Alec Baldwin. Just like all those cops that are no longer going to be carrying weapons. They're very sad that they have to fight crime without real bullets. They're going to be using pepper bullets. I'm sick of hearing about dead niggers being killed by peace officers. I'm sick of them using handcuffs. They should be using ropes. They're more gentle. You do not need to be evil to people of our society for wanting to see their son. I don't want to see you ever again. I don't want to show up to court. The only way I'm going to show up to court is if that man is next to me. Otherwise, I don't give a shit enough to show up. Not going to show up if that man is not next to me. That way, I can bring all that media attention to you stupid assholes. So everybody can look at what worthless pieces of shit you really are. Worthless pieces of shit that do not deserve your station in life. Because you are evil and you withheld affection from me just because of the way I convey myself. Can't help who I am. I am who I am. You didn't want to accept me for the simple person that I am. The humble person that I am. Cassius could see me for who I was. Even through a rotten septic tube, I tried to be a mother, and I couldn't. So I give up. I don't even want to try anymore. I don't even want to be your friend. You're so vapid. I don't want to know you. I don't want to know anything about you. That's how bad it is. That's how much I don't like you. That's how much I don't love you. I didn't want you, and now look what I did. I caused you to live and exist and breathe, and I don't want you in my life ever again. 8 years of my life, I do not want you involved. The only way you're going to be involved is if that man is next to me. Because I do not care enough about you or your existence because of how you have treated me these last months. You couldn't even call me to talk to me on the phone. You could never talk to me and tell me how you felt. Instead of arguing with me, you ran away because you're a coward. You're a coward, and that's all there is to it. That's all you're ever going to be. You're going to be worthless coward to me all of my life. You can't deal with your problems. I don't want to deal with yours. Ever. Ever, ever. I don't care enough about you or your life. I tried. I don't want to anymore. There's a difference between wanting to and having to. Unfortunately, I still have to, whether I want to or not. I don't want you in my life anymore. I don't think I'm going to show up because it's not worth it to me. You're not worth it to me. And I don't care what a judge has to say about it anymore. I don't care. You can have them. They can have you. You can be a worthless piece of shit to them. You can be a hateful teenager to me and be loving and kind to everybody else because you're just like your father. You'll give it all away to everybody but your own mother. Because you don't give a shit about your own mother. That's how vapid, lazy, narcissistic, and empty you are as a human being. As a human being, I do not want to see you. feel any compassion for you, feel sorry for you because your mother's been sick. I don't want to give a shit about any of it. That's how you have done me. Finally made it through my head that you are lost, a lost toxic dump, like that one I saw in Moscow before I even had you. Before you were even a part of my life. You were worthless. You almost killed me. And I still had you. You've almost killed me by making me stay with a worthless, raping piece of shit. Oh, Mommy, please don't leave my daddy. I knew what it was like to leave a daddy, so I didn't leave him. I should have, because he was worthless. He was a piece of shit that just used me like a fucking blow-up Barbie doll. That's all I was to him. A fucking blow-up doll. A blow-up doll that he hurt, and when he realized that he raped me and that I realized it, he couldn't live with himself because of the way he looked at the whites of his own eyes every morning. Couldn't live with himself because he was a worthless piece of shit. And that's exactly what your grandparents are teaching you how to be. A worthless piece of shit to your own mother. That's fine. Be yourself. Be your skanky pussy self, just like I'm my skanky pussy self. Let all these people judge you the way that you need to be judged, because that's what you care about. That's what you need to hear. Because you ain't going to London. You ain't going through Europe. You aren't going to travel with me and my husband, because I don't want to be on the plane with you. You're going to be traveling in coach on a different plane, because you are not going to be traveling with me. For 8 years, I don't want to see you. I don't even want to see you when I'm president, but I'm going to be forced to look at the whites of your fucking blue eyes. I can't stand those lying blue eyes. Only the most evil people in the world have lied to me with their fucking blue eyes. Lying blue eyes. Worthless pieces of shit. Worthless to me. To other people, you are worth something to the United States, because you are forced to be a citizen of this worthless society that has got to change, or else you will not have an ocean. You can act like you don't care, but this is the world that you are inheriting. And you are doing this to me on purpose, because you're evil. You're an evil little Debbie Downer, Karen Cassius Clay. And I will make fun of you as much as I want to, because you are worthless. Worthless, evil, vapid, narcissistic, almost as bad as fucking Mark Zuckerberg, who stole my code, only you stole my DNA and my life. That's what you are, an identity theft. You treat your own mother like she's a piece of shit, so she's gonna treat you like you're the worthless piece of shit that you've been for 8 years. 8 years because a judge is forcing me to see you. Forcing me to look at you and your worthless blue eyes. You're not worth a hello. I'm not deserving. You're not deserving of one of my looks, one of my glances. Your dog should not be here. I do not want her in my life. It's sad. She's a pretty dog, but To me, she is worthless. Worthless piece of shit that I have to clean up her shit. Because you wanted a dog, you got one. And look at what you did to her. She's going to the pound because she's sick and has a gland that's broken. They wouldn't take her. The Standard in Hollywood. I can't wait to stay there with you, honey bunny. I can't wait until we have our life that is our life. And I get to photograph it. And I get to document it. And I get to write about your rock star penis. Because somebody's got to. You felt it coming. You knew I was here. You didn't know you'd already met me and turned me away. And that I still loved you. Despite all of the abuse that you've been given and you have taken. I realize that you have been raped. Because you would not be the kind gentleman that you are had that not happened to you with Harvey Weinstein. It makes me sad that you had to go through that just to entertain a bunch of worthless assholes that are not worthy of your attention or the whites of your eyes, like I said. From the start, when you said, "Hello, Catherine," you couldn't believe it was really me. Really, really me. It took you forever to finally realize it was really me. It took you forever to see what was obvious to me. Obvious to Marlon Brando that you were not going to be sad and lonely like he was all of his life. Because he raped that woman on film. And that is not who you are. It makes me so mad that they're hashtagging Johnny Depp as an abuser. That bitch instigated things and you smacked her back. You couldn't help it. Nobody taught you how to deal with your aggression, and she wasn't going to take it on her ass. She didn't know how to be spanked or to do BDSM. Josh taught me that. He liked to tie me up. I liked to be tied up. I don't mind being restrained. I don't mind being restrained and having sex with. It's fun. I enjoy myself all the time. I can't wait to be a worthless piece of shit in your bed. I can't wait to be writing about your rock star penis in our events that we're going to have in our journal. I can't wait to not talk about cops ever again or think about them. Because I live on an island and I don't need to. Unfortunately, it's going to have to be guarded. Because we're going to have cops around us all the time. Because we're those people that need to be protected. It's sad. We won't be able to live on an island even without crazies finding a way to us. Stalkers. I can't stand my stalkers. I fucked them and I can't stand them. Somebody had to teach that asshole how to live. I'm so upset. I lost a check for $2,000. Sucks to be me. Got to call about that. Can't find my phone. It's probably downstairs in the car. I don't care enough to go get that one. Don't care enough. It's not worth it to me. Life is short. And it's certainly not worth dealing. Dr. Caton was wrong. I did not need a son. I did not need a child that almost killed me and is still continuing to do so this late in life. This late in life, he doesn't care if I'm dead. He's that worthless. He'd rather me die than deal with me at all. He's a ruthless billionaire who doesn't have any soul. It's sad. My own son does not have a soul that belongs to him. It belongs to a ruthless pedophile. All these people wanted me out of your life, and look what it did for you. It fucked you up in the head, made you a lost toxic dump. You don't get to be a part of my life, and that's sad. For you, because my life is going to evolve in ways that you could not imagine. Because you are a stupid teenager. Stupid and worthless. That's what being a teenager is all about. Hateful, cruel, for no fucking reason. Because I was ill. And coming out of it made me even more ill. I do not need to see anyone psychologically. I am going back to school. Because somebody's got to be able to articulate these things to other people. To other people, they need to understand many things about life that they have not tried to. Sucks to be a billionaire and gonna be schooled by a domestic violence survivor because you do not need billions of dollars. You should be making those Teslas $10,000 yesterday. You should not be making any money off of those things because you are ruining the environment by making them.